So today's thoughts are around finding your purpose and how it's all well and good, but what if it's more meaningful to find it in the everyday? Yesterday I was delving into the word deliberate, and we have two forms, the verb deliberate or deliberate and the adjective deliberate. But deliberation is an inward act. Assessment outward of whether someone has done something deliberately is foolish. It's not an adjective we can really know, and if they haven't deliberated, it can't be deliberate. Being deliberate means to do something with purpose, not on purpose. If the purpose is evil, they haven't deliberated. Deliberate's etymology means to weigh in the mind, consider carefully, to discuss and examine the reasons for or against. It's from Latin deliberatus, the past participle of deliberare, consider carefully, consult, literally means to weigh well, from de, entirely, and liberare, to free, to liberate, to balance, to make level, from libra, a pair of scales, a balance. So that's led me to thinking about a message through the myth of the original sin. Before the original sin, there was no knowledge of good and evil. The church, I suspect, believe it's a message of faith, of obeying, but what if the message is in the knowledge of good and evil? Like we're not supposed to be the judges, lest we become like gods. I think we need to become more conscious, deliberate, so we are doing things with purpose. And in such times of division, it may feel as though people have contrasting views, but underlying needs are a common ground. Individualistic societies rely on intention, free will, the idea that one could choose otherwise to dish out punishment. A judge doesn't deliberate upon mercy and justice, they deliberate upon another's deliberateness within the confines of the law. If something's done deliberately, it doesn't change the harm. It becomes a question of, are you evil? We're seeing extreme violence executed deliberately. Will the execution of the perpetrators stop it from existing? Or is the possibility there for the next generation to become the same? If we execute those we deem evil, does that make us the same? The purpose would be hate. We are not as individual as we think, and people are more redeemable than not. Deliberating on this problem means weighing all info till it's balanced. Can someone choose otherwise if their life has been a flow of certain information, controlled, closed off to other perspectives? We each have our own law, and if when we judge something as bad and evil, we act with purpose, and that purpose is love, we have a better chance of making sure we are not dehumanized, because with knowledge of good and evil, we become like gods. Any whiff of superiority needs a recalibration. It's separation, duality, othering, delusion, set to become a punishing God. Bell Hooks talks about love as lacking in this world. We can't even really define it. Most books about love have been written by men. And maybe there is, as it should be, as action is a masculine energy and love is an action. It isn't some magical feeling that comes upon us. The feeling that comes upon us is gedekt, where we're emotionally invested in another. Loving is a verb. On reading her book all about love, I realised I do love my neighbours and that there's more love than I thought. The best definition she found came from Erich Fromm, the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. We can still act from love when someone is acting from hate. If our purpose is not love, then what is it? And if we're not acting with purpose, then we are robots acting from internal programming. I think what is right is a feeling in the body. Who is right is a thought in the mind. Seek advice on judgment from the Libras.